My guy pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stories to tell. I see both sides like Chanel, see on both sides like Chanel. Swimming laps through pool water.
So Asia, when did you first realize your passion to pursue the performing arts?
When I was 8, my mom forced me to be in a play at the public playhouse, and I liked attention, but the role that I got, initially I didn't get a lot of attention, so I already didn't want to do it. But then the main character was supposed to be this dumb character who didn't like anything, and so then the person who was chosen to have the main role actually was like, she didn't want to do it because she didn't want to play a dumb character. And so I was like, oh, that's attention, I'll do it. And so I ended up getting the role, and then that's when I found out I had other talents other than acting. And it was really fun because then I was like, oh, yeah, I like this a lot, and I want to do it like for real. And so, yeah.
So what other productions have you worked on in the past? And then this is a two-part. What are you working on currently?
I used to go here, so I
Really?
did 2 or 3 productions here. The biggest one being Romeo and Juliet, and I was Juliet. And I've been in the Cotton, which was 3 college scenario, and I did that for a year. And right now I'm working on doing a film for Howard University, a student film for someone's thesis. So that's really exciting. And yeah, so I've been in like smaller scenes because I went to go study in New York for 3 months at Stella Adler Studio of Acting, and then at Shakespeare Theater in DC, but I did that before I went to New York. So I've been in a lot of Shakespeare in general. But yeah.
Okay, so considering you said you've been in ample amounts of productions in your life so far, which one would you say has been your most favorite, and why?
In the Cotton, the one that I did, because the way that happened, the students who were auditioning for it, well, before you even auditioned for it, a playwright came and interviewed a bunch of students to get an idea for a play. And so based off of the students that were interviewed and spoke during that time period, a play was formed, and that's called a devised piece. And then we got to audition for basically ourselves. But then there was a new playwright that came, and she was a black woman, so I was like, oh, this is exciting. So then we had to talk about our racial autobiography, and then we said something, I think it got religious at one point, I think because I said something about like Jesus not being white, or I know him being brown, or something like that. And so the playwright's experience as just a human, and then she took our experiences as actors and as just regular people, she took that and made that into a play.
Cool.
And we got to basically play ourselves with a little bit of a twist. And that was really, really fun. And I think it was my favorite because I got to meet so many of my like closest friends now. One of my best friends, I met her during that process, and I made a lot of different connections. We got to go to a theater festival. We had like 700 people. We got a standing ovation like 3 times. So
cool. Yeah. All right, so considering you said you've had plenty of years of acting experience in the performance arts environment, what advice would you give to someone who's trying to pursue acting?
I would not look for immediate, to be the #1 as soon as you go out for an audition. That happens for some people. Like some people are like, I just walked in and they knew. That's not always so realistic. But the DMV is a really good place for just arts in general because there are so many talented people who just need people for art. And so I would if you have friends or anything that use like a camera to take pictures, for like photography or do any type of movie or writing, I would use that, and I would be willing to, I think you need to have like a willing spirit so that you can get experience before you just start expecting people to want you, because no one can want you if they don't know who you are. And you gotta put yourself out there, and it's hard because then you're gonna have to get headshots or whatever, right. But people nowadays are so excited for new faces in the film industry, the television industry, and the theater business. You can take a selfie with your phone with some really good lighting, and they'll hire you.
Yeah.
I just applied for something, and I used a picture my mom took of me by a tree by our house.
Right.
So like, it's not about how fancy it looks. It's just you need to, if you want it, you're gonna do it. People go make time for what they want, and so I would
That's
just
good.
do the thing, like live your life. So yeah.
Well said.
Thanks.